Thank you, sir.
Okay, let's come back to the code program now. After the class, maybe I will take queries from you. Okay, if you have any doubts, we will discuss later. Okay, so let's go to the code. Are you able to see the screen?
Yes.
Okay, so this is our counter application app. Okay, output. So here I have taken, as in the syllabus, they have mentioned only two things: start and stop. But I have added one more extra feature called as reset button. So what is the reset button? It has to do. It has to reset the value. So if I click on start, so here, see here, the value of the number is getting increased by 1. Okay, I will explain the code part. Just see the output first. Now what I will do, if I click on stop button, it has to stop. Okay, so the number that is being shown as 157. Now if I click on once again start, it continues from there. Okay, so stop. Now if I click on reset button, it comes to 0. Are you getting it? Did you saw the output? Hello? Hello?
Yes, sir.
Okay, did you saw, everyone saw the output, right? So this is the program which has to be developed, okay, which we have done. Now what I should do is modify. I had planned to give the assignment for this reset button to do by yourself, but let me do, like, as you're having CG project also this time. Uh, let's finish off that first. Later we will come up with this Android mini project. Okay. So now let's go back to the code part. Is there anyone who has not seen the output? And as you seen here, see here, when I click on start, the button of that start button will be disabled now. Okay, when I click on start, once again it will be enabled. Okay, this is a feature which I have to develop, which is not mentioned, but I have developed it. So I will explain the code part now. So reset. Okay, let me close this. Okay. So as you all know, what are the two important files we need to write in the code part? We need to have two files. One is layout file and the other one is Kotlin file, that is main activity.kt. Okay. Now what I should do is, first thing is you have to develop the layout. Okay. So what is the content that has to be there in the layout part? We have mentioned in the program saying that it has to have two buttons, start and stop, and a counter value. As I've connected from it's a simple code, okay. Just 15 minutes of explanations there, that's it. Okay. See here, as we all know, the first part is our XML part. Why XML is used? So because it has to develop or prepare the data in the Android to load the data as we need to parse it. Okay. For that purpose, we'll be loading the XML versions. Okay. Next thing is, so as is the first point, what is the first thing? We need to have the output of the numbers, right? So it's nothing but a view part. So the view is nothing but my text content. I need to see the output in the form of text. So what has to be there? You'll have to go with Android, what is the material content that has to be there? It has to be text view. So the text view content is material text view. So first thing, so we have to go with the following basics. So this remains common for all the code part. Okay. So what is the first thing? We have to have an ID. So what is the ID? ID is nothing but my value that has to be there. So Android colon ID, I'm reading the value. So the name of the value is counter underscore value. And what is the content? I have mentioned the width and height as wrap content here. So what do you mean by wrap content? So the wrap content is nothing but the whole output will not be covered to the whole layout of the screen. It takes some part of the screen of the output as the content. Okay. Next, what is the top margin size I need to leave? What is the bottom margin layout for that value to be viewed? So that we have taken. Next, we have what is the text content that has to be there. So that the text content I have written as counter value. Okay, the text contents can be anything. Okay, whatever the things that you are going to give, it can be modified in the text content here. Next, what is the size of the content? So the size of the content is in 24 SP. So what do you mean by SP? So SP stands for scale pixels. Okay, DP stands for density pixels. So yes. So next we have the so this is regarding the app content. So Android colon, these are the contents comes under the view part. Now, what is the constraint that has to be developed for the app? So app colon layout constraint. I'm developing the constraints for bottom to top, end to end, and what is the bias for the app? So the bias means it allocates 50% of the layout screen. Okay. Why the 50% will be allocated means if we want to have any modifications that has to be done later. For that purpose, only the 50% of the screen has to be considered. Next, so from where to where it has to, the application has to have the constraint from parent cell. So parent means the whole app area will be covered. Wrap content means only part of the area of the app will be taken. So this is regarding the first content. So same thing we will be having the next part. What is the next part? We need to have a start as a text value, right? As we seen in the output. So the same thing appears here. ID start counter wrap content. So the margin size can be taken anywhere, anyhow. Okay, if you want to make, so that depends upon the user end. If you want to have the things or if you want to view the things in towards the left hand side, so the height, top and bottom size will be very less. Okay, if you want to move towards the right hand side of the screen, so the screen layout and height will be modified. So it takes larger numbers. So the start button is there. And one more thing, after this here in the bottom part, whatever the in the app part, whatever the next thing that you want to show in the app, we has to be mentioned in the constraint bottom to top. See here in the earlier one, bottom to top, we need to show the first thing is counter value. Then what is the next thing? It has to have start button. So hence the start button is there. When we come to the second part of a screen for the app, we are having start counter. So after start, what we should have, it has to have a stop value. So for that purpose, the constraint bottom to top will be the next value called as stop counter, which is the ID. So this ID refers to the resource IDs for the app. So next, when I come to stop counter, see here, as there is no part that has to be taken for next. So what is the constraint bottom to bottom will be the whole parent app. So there is no things that has to be developed. So this is my last part. Okay. Next, I have that's it. This is the modification that I have done. So we need to add one more button called as reset. So it has to reset the value. So this is our activity main file. That is the layout file. Okay. So let's go back to the main code part. So the main code part is nothing but my Kotlin file. Okay. So we have imported the following libraries. One is app compat activity. So what is app compat activity? We have seen this in the last program also. This is nothing but the app whenever we develop, it has to be developed for the higher versions also. So whenever we think about higher versions, what happens? If I develop the code, the next version won't support it. But these type of problems should not occur in the applications. So for that purpose, we have a Jetpack library called as Android X. This X version refers to the Android value, whether it is Android 11, 12, 9, 7, 5, anything. For this, we cannot go back to the earlier ones, but we can update the libraries to the higher versions. Okay, because earlier we used to use Java as a code language for writing the applications, but now as the Google itself, they're modifying to the Kotlin language. So there is no support will be given from the Java now, next from next. So for that purpose, they have developed this technique technology. Okay. So app compat activity means app compatibility should be there for the application. Okay. So bundle, we have seen that. So bundle is used to store the data in the app. Next, what's the next thing? We need to have a button. So button is nothing but an Android widget. Okay. Next, we have text view content. So we have taken Android widget text view. Next, the important thing application is we need to have the timer count. We have to start the counting of that values, right? So for that purpose, we have to have countdown timer as the import the libraries. Now in the main file, class file, so in the app compatibility activity, what are the important things they need to have? We need to have one text view. So what the text view is nothing but private value. So private late init var. So private next late init means late initialization. This value will not be initialized in the earlier. It will be just loaded to the memory. Once the counter activates that value, only that time the data will be loaded. Okay. So that is a text view content. What are the next part? I'm having start, stop, and reset three buttons. So for that, I have taken button as our feature and I have initialized the values. So these are private values now. Now, next important thing is we need to have a timer now. So why do I require a timer? Because it has to count the values. So val timer equal. So my counter. So my counter is a function. Okay. So it takes the values in millis in future. So milliseconds. So whatever the values that I give in the number here are all in milliseconds. Okay. And what is the interval time that I have taken? So if I take 1000, so whenever let me show you that when I take 1000, I have modified the code. Okay. The count whenever I modify the code of the countdown interval, the display content of the numbers will be taken in a very fast speed. It will be updated one by one with a more time. But if I take the time length as very less, it will be running in a faster pace. Okay. So that is what the countdown interval value refers here. Okay. See here. See now when I click on start, the time interval is been taken more now. Okay. But if I take the value of the countdown interval as very less, 10, like that, the speed will be more. Okay. See here. Now if I take modified 10, I will apply the changes and restart the activity. Okay, let it take. See now, when I click on start, see the speed of the display counter of the counter value is very fast. Okay, this is what the countdown interval refers here. Okay. So that is what the function here. So when I click on this function my counter, so it goes to this counter class. So whatever the values that I have mentioned, so millis in future is long value, countdown interval is long data type. So we have invoked the function countdown timer. For that, it checks whether I need to what I have to do. So here we have written a function. Okay. So override fun on finish. So when it finishes the procedure, you should not do anything. It has to just display the value. But if I click on the button on tick, okay, on the timer, at that time the length or the data type of the millisecond that we have taken, okay, it has to start by counting the value. So how to increment the value? It has to start from 1. As the counter value has been initialized 0, so counter starts from at the initial time it will be shown as 0, then 1, 2, 3, and that data will be updated whenever you click on stop. That data content will be taken as a value and it will be converted to string, because the display of the content of the text will be converted to strings and it will be displayed as text content. Okay. Now this is regarding the app function called as counter function. Now, how to initialize the values for it? So we are having 3 buttons. So what are the 3 functions we have to start? So I have taken a variable called counter value. I have invoked the data type as integer and I have assigned the value as 0. Now, what is the important thing? For every application in Android, we will have to have the function called as override function. Okay. So override fun on create. When creating the application, it has to save the instances, whatever the things that I have done first. So that will be loaded to the bundle state. So as we are having the imported the bundle state, so it loads the contents of the app initially first. Then based on the super keyword, it creates the instances. Okay. Then based on that instances, it sets the view. So the whatever the content that you have developed based on the view part, that will be set. Okay. For where it has to set for the whole activity. So the whole activity will be controlled by the resources. So the r dot layout activity main. So activity main is my whole layout file. So for the whole file, it has to apply. So this is the common thing which will be not explained from next time onwards. Okay, as I am explaining this the second time. Okay, so next time onwards, I will be not explaining this what is override fun on create and all. Next, what is the next important thing? We need to have a text view content that has to be mentioned as they have mentioned it has to be shown as counter value. For that purpose, we have taken the variable name as counter value. Now I have to check the view part. So how to check the view part? We have to find it, right? So that will be found out by the function called as find view by ID. Based on the resources ID, the values will be taken. So it is written here, find view by ID. R.id means resource.id. What is the counter value here? So whatever the function that works there will be updated, that value will be taken. Next, what's the next part? I'm having 3 buttons, start, stop and reset. So now what I will do, I will take another counter name called as start counter. Okay, equal find view by ID, resource ID start counter. Now when I click on start, it is listening, right? It has to listen or it has to start the activity. For that purpose, we have written start counter. So we have to take this variable dot concatenate the application to run it. So set on clock click listener. Okay, we have 2 functions here in Kotlin. One is just on click, the other one is set on click listener. So set on click listener we have discussed in the second lab. So set on click listener, what it does, it listens to the file or to the function making as a set value. So it's going to set the memory to the data. So at that time, these values, whatever the values that we have initialized here, private late init value. So at that time, those activities will get activated. So what is the part it has to do? It has to start the counting of the data. So for that, timer dot start is a function. So because we have already invoked the timer here, countdown timer. So timer is a function. So timer dot start. So it starts reading the values. Then we have taken, as I showed you when we saw the output, whenever I click on start, that data or that button has to be disabled. So for that purpose, we have written start counter dot whether the button is to be enabled or it has to be disabled. So now what it has to do, it has to be disabled when it is started. So that's why is enabled function will be false. Okay. Now, what happens? Next comes the second part that is called a stop value. So stop counter find view by ID. r.id stop counter. Same thing, when I click on stop, what it has to do, it has to cancel or it has to stop. So for that, timer dot cancel. So start initializes the values, cancel stops the values. Okay. Now after this, what you have to do, now in the earlier one, the start counter will be set as false, enabled. Okay, now whenever I click on stop, the start button has to be enabled now because it has to recount when I click on start. For that purpose, we have added start counter dot is enabled equal to true. If you make this also as false, at that time the start and stop will be sent to infinite loop so that that function will not be active. It cannot be activated at that time. So you need to close the Android AVD device, and once again you need to start from the initial part. You need to rerun the code. Okay. So this is regarding the start and stop. Now we have one more button called as reset. Okay, reset counter, same thing, just copy paste this for 5 lines. Okay, so what is the thing important here? We need to, when you click on reset button, so the value of the counter should be made as 0, right? It has to come out. So the counter value I have assigned as 0. So counter output will be in the counter value, it shows the value as converted to string. That the string data will be taken as text in the output. Okay. So this is regarding the this is regarding the fifth program, okay, which is called as counter application. Okay.